Hey everybody, Casey here, and this is a how-to guide for Krusty Land, a permanent event in The Simpsons Tapped Out. This particular event is actually very similar to an app I've played in the past, Jurassic Park Builder. In that particular game, you have two areas. You have land and you have underwater. To get to and from both of these particular areas, you use a submarine shuttle bus. The Krusty Land is exactly the same thing. You've got your original area that we currently have, and then you're going to have the Krusty Land. To get to and from both of these areas, you're going to use, yes, a shuttle bus. But what makes this a little bit different is, in Jurassic Park Builder, you don't have characters. In The Simpsons Tapped Out, you obviously have a ton of characters. So what you can end up doing is you can take that shuttle bus, load up all the characters, or however many characters it'll let you, and then you can ship them off to the Krusty Land to do different quests, tasks, things of that nature. Speaking of tasks and quests, I am not going to show any of that stuff, mainly because it is just so damn long. I'm going to be here forever trying to type all this stuff out. So I'm going to recommend a site, tstotips.com. I'm not associated with them in any way, but they are your best bet for anything Tapped Out related, especially with quests, things of that nature. So if you're stuck, something's not working right, check out that site and hopefully it will help you. So that is pretty much going to wrap it up, guys. Just remember that everything is subject to change. Not everything will be completely accurate, but I did the best I could to kind of mash it all together to provide some kind of, informational video for people who are looking for information. So one final thing before I go, you may have noticed the links on the left hand side. Pretty straightforward. Click a link if you want to get more information. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe. It is all good, guys. My name is Casey, and I will see you on the next one. So to start, most items and buildings in Krusty Land will cost Krusty Land tickets. The easiest way to do this is to send characters over via the shuttle bus, and depending on how long they're there, how many visitors you have, as well as the park rating, you will get tickets. 24 hours, which is the most, will give you 12 tickets, and so forth. So the next way to generate Krusty Land tickets is to build the Sideshow U building. Exactly the same as the dog racetrack in the original area, this particular building will allow you to bet every 8 hours. Those are the chances, those are the rewards, with a 1% chance of getting 5 free donuts. So that actually is pretty darn cool. If you want a hell of a hellacious grind, every 300 games you will get 50 free donuts. Yes, 300 games, 50 donuts. But to put in perspective how much of a grind this is, you'd have to do this 3 times a day for 3.5 months straight. Do you think it's worth it? Leave a comment and let me know, but you know what, in my opinion, it's not worth it. So the final way to get actual Krusty Land tickets, it's probably the easiest. Cash to tickets. It's as simple as that. 100,000 cash will give you 30,000 tickets, and so forth. So while it may be the easiest, chances are for a lot of people, especially newer players, you won't have the cash. So if you go back to the very first one, throwing characters into the Krusty Land will generate tickets, and that is probably the easiest way to get tickets without sacrificing cash. So next up, donuts. What do you do with your donuts? For 535 donuts, assuming my math is correct, you can buy every single premium Krusty Land item in the game. For 25 donuts, you can get something called a Laffy Meal. A Laffy Meal is exactly the same as a Homer Buddha statue. You buy it, you open it, and then you cross your fingers to see what you get. Now here's where the bit of confusion kind of comes in for me anyway. I know for a fact that you can't get more than one character twice, so if you do, you would get the second one in donut form. But for these particular items, as you can see, 4 of the 6 are buildings/items, so you would get more than likely get duplicates for those. but there are two particular premium items, the Itchy and Scratchy mascots. Even though they're characters, I don't know if they count as duplicates. Make sense? Basically what I'm saying is, for the Itchy and Scratchy mascots, let's say I were to get it again, I don't know if I would get the particular characters in donut form, or if I would get duplicates. Being that it is a Krusty Land, I assume there would be more than one Itchy and Scratchy mascot roaming the particular large park. So my guess is that, unlike the Homo Buddha statue where you get another character twice and you get it in donut form, I'm pretty sure that all these particular 6 items you can get duplicates of. But don't quote me on that because I'm unsure, unfortunately, at the moment. But either way, the Laffy meal for 25 donuts is probably not the best way to go about spending your donuts. So with all the Krusty Land ticket info out of the way, let's look at the land expansion in the Krusty Land. It's exactly the same, pretty much, just like the original in The Simpsons Tapped Out. You start off with a few squares, and the more you particularly build and expand, the more that it gets expensive. My advice would be to just work with a little bit, continue on in the storyline in Krusty Land, and then you put down the buildings and decorations and go from there. Don't worry too much about making it look pretty and things of that nature, and thinking, oh, I have to expand to make this look better. If you have the cash, great, but if you don't, you're going to be cash strapped, and as we all know, EA loves to really throw down content at an alarming rate. So make sure you have cash remaining so you have the cash for future stuff in The Simpsons Tapped Out.